Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. I hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video. Again on Cardano. Right, I've been covering Cardano quite a bit over the last week, but I know a lot of you are interested in that. And outside of that, we are at a crucial support level right now. Right, it was to be expected that we drop down into this support level, but now we're there. So I just wanted to. I felt like it was a good idea, or at least a nice idea. To keep you updated on how Cardano is reacting to that level right now. We've now dropped down below the value area low. Does that matter? Is that a reason to be fearful? Etc. etc. So we'll talk about that. We'll do a full update. We'll talk about some general market fundamentals as well, which are obviously important. But at the end of the video, hopefully you have a good idea of the possible scenarios here for Cardano and what I at least personally think is most likely. And I would say my hit rate or my success rate with Cardano is quite high. So look, in the end, you have to do your own analysis as well, and you have to agree with my analysis, agree with what I'm saying. But the track record is quite good. Now, Cardano fundamentally, it's not much we can be excited about. Recently, obviously, we had that news that they potentially were creating a Bitcoin reserve. Or some sort of a Bitcoin treasury strategy. I don't really have an opinion on that, and we also haven't really seen the price react to that. So I won't spend too much time talking about that. I think it's irrelevant. But if we look at some statistics for Cardano, I know some of you are very loyal community members, and I fully respect that. And I think there's some great things about Cardano as well. And I've said that in the last 3 years as well. But the fundamentals are not great, or at least the fundamentals are no reason to expect a rally right here. And technically, we're also not doing amazing yet. I mean, you can see that we're forming some sort of an not an imbalance, a divergence, right? A bullish one, not necessarily with RSI, although this is actually not a bullish divergence. I'm not sure why it shows it as that, but it's not, obviously. But this is a bullish divergence. We had a bullish divergence right here when we hit this major support level, the most important support level for Cardano, between 63 and 60 cents. And then a divergence I like more than the price and the RSI. Look, the RSI is just a mathematical equation, right? I like it far more if we have a bullish divergence with two price indicators, right? So in this case, we have the price and we have volume. Price indicators is a weird name for that, but still, what you can see right here is that we made a lower low and the volume was lower, right? So that means that the seller pressure is decreasing. Even though we've dropped down below the value area low, which is basically, that's the value area of Cardano right here is between 82 and 62.5 cents. That's where most of the value is traded, but it's not a huge problem. That we drop down below the value area low. The value area low very often is not respected as a static or a specific support zone. So no, I think we're still fine. Now, I have to say the fundamentals are quite tense, of course, with the FOMC coming up tonight. And then also everything that's happening in the Middle East. So I would say, short term, something like this is a possibility, something like what we had at the beginning of April. But I do still think that will not turn into a bearish breakdown. I think we can spike down lower and we can spike down hard, right? So that is something you need to be aware of. But that we will be able to reclaim 62, 63 cents, that we will be able to rally back into the POC right here at 70 cents. And then from there, we'll talk about going up to 80. But that I'll leave up to my future self. But that's what I think you need to know for now. If you do have any questions, of course, let me know down in the comments. Take care. I'll see you all in my next videos, and bye.